If all the warmth of family affection is an illusion, would you feel sorry for it? Have you seen the movie adaptation of the novel, Moments We Shared? This movie will make people feel what despair is. Lu Shisan, a teenager in Yunbian town, had ups and downs at work, and he was fortunate to be accompanied by Cheng Shuang, a firefly girl. She was like a candy in her childhood, warming Lu Shisan's hard life. He used to work hard, but now he is happy. His grandmother Wang Yingying was the only close relative in Lu Shisan's life, who opened a canteen and supported Shisan with a meager income. It's a pity that Shisan couldn't wait for the so-called happiness, but what greeted him was the fall of both family affection and love. More desperate than sadness, Firefly girl Cheng Shuang has struggled with illness all her life, and she has disappeared forever in Lu Shisan's world. People gather and leave, and the clouds come and go. Today I will take you to an in-depth explanation of this heartbreaking movie, Moments We Share. When the picture of the movie slowly unfolds, a dreamlike and beautiful Yunbian town jumps in front of you. Here, you can touch the clouds by opening the window, so it is called Yunbian Town, a town next to the clouds. Lu Shisan lived in this picturesque town as a child. He is a reserved and shy child. The absence of his parents taught him to be strong early. In the days when he and his grandmother Wang Yingying depended on each other, he had a big dream in his little heart. He fantasized that he would be admitted to Tsinghua University and Peking University in the future and go to live in the big city, his mother said. For Lu Shisan, leaving Yunbian town is like leaving the shackles. Just this summer, the gears of fate quietly turned. He met Cheng Shuang. Cheng Shuang, a girl with a strong personality, is like a sudden gust of wind in summer. She broke into Lu Shisan's world. She came from a big city and came to Yunbian town due to physical illness, recuperating while going to school. When she first met Lu Shisan, her ruthlessness and willfulness were fully revealed, robbing Lu Shisan halfway and forcing Shisan to send her home. The relationship between the two is growing day by day. They each told their secrets. Cheng Shuang said that his time was very precious and asked him to send him to the top of the mountain. In the face of this somewhat domineering girl, although Lu Shisan was reluctant, he still shyly agreed after all. She can't stay in Yunbian town for a few days. The two rode bicycles through the mountain trails, with a gentle breeze blowing along the way. However, the weather was not beautiful, and just as they were looking forward to reaching the top to catch fireflies, a sudden heavy rain extinguished their enthusiasm. Those bean-sized raindrops crackled down, and the mountain road became muddy. In desperation, they could only ride down the mountain in the rain. One accidentally took the car and planted it in the grass on the side of the road. Lu Shisan blamed himself very much, felt that he was incapable, and denied himself again and again. After hearing this, Cheng Shuang kept comforting him and encouraging him not to give up casually. Cheng Shuang, who was in the back seat, buried his head deep in Lu Shisan's narrow back and said to him with tears, "She has an incurable disease and will die at any time." She wanted to give Shisan a gift. In that hot summer, the teenager's back was burned with a hole by the girl's sadness, all the way to the heart. It seems that countless seasons of wind can pass through here, and in this wind, there is a firefly flying brightly and darkly. It was like their short but unforgettable friendship. However, since then, Cheng Shuang has transferred to another school and left, and the two have never seen each other again. This beautiful friendship came to an abrupt end and became Lu Shisan's biggest regret in his childhood. She has also become a memory of the softest part of his heart, like a seed that has taken root and sprouted over the years. She once said, if she had the opportunity to grow up, she would give him a gift. With the end of the animation, Lu Shisan woke up in his sleep. This teenager who walked out of Yunbian town has an infinite longing for a big city and wants to break out of the bustling city. He is like countless young people who have left their hometowns in reality, running hard in the hustle and bustle of the city, thinking that as long as they work hard enough, he can embrace the life of his dreams. But reality is like a cold wall, shattering his enthusiasm and fantasy. In love, he suffered betrayal, and his beloved girl Peony left him. His college girlfriend Peony said goodbye when he needed support the most. She blocked all contact information, leaving only a photo of the two of them as a last thought. In the original work, Peony's plot of seamlessly connecting with her new boyfriend is transformed into a more obscure emotional critical hit in the movie. In his career, he was overwhelmed by performance indicators as an insurance salesman. In the 2 years since he joined the company, his performance has always struggled on the edge of the passing line. Department manager Yin Xiaowen used his power to publicly humiliate him. At the company's celebration party, he was made difficult by the manager in public for being late. Not only was he forced to bear the cost of the entire banquet, but he was also forced to sell a ridiculous bet of 1,000 insurance policies in the next year. The bet is that either the manager resigns, or Lu Shisan kowtows to the other party 10 times. This is an unequal contest. This exposes the ruthlessness of the power structure in the workplace. The setbacks and cold eyes in the workplace left him bruised, and the goal of 1,000 policies was out of reach. At this time, Lu Shisan was like a kite with a broken thread, floating helplessly over the city, unable to find its direction. Before leaving, he was stopped by the waiter to pay the bill, but Shisan had no money left, so he could only borrow money from his friends. The neon light of the city shines through the windows of the rental house, casting mottled light and shadow on the floor, but it does not illuminate the desolation under Lu Shisan's eyes. He dragged his lead-filled legs back to the partition room with a monthly rent of 800. When Lu Shisan endured the pain of career failure alone in the rental house, he found that the love he had given him had quietly disappeared, and even his roommate disappeared after borrowing money. All this pushed him completely into the abyss of loneliness. The camera slowly rises, as if he sees a train passing through the wall, and the shadows of each carriage cast gorgeous animations on him, like his life that has been delayed by reality at the moment. The sap of all plants rustles in the wind, and they live and die in spring and autumn, never stopping. When Lu Shisan opened his eyes again, his nose was no longer filled with the musty smell of the rental house corridor, but the damp soil mixed with the fragrance of grass and trees. Shisan inexplicably returned to Yunbian town. Now Lu Shisan didn't have time to ask why he came back, and what troubled him was the 1,000 insurances. When Lu Shisan took a shower before leaving, Wang Yingying secretly took his clothes away. Lu Shisan, who returned to Yunbian town, was full of unwillingness and struggle at first. He also missed the prosperity of the city and wanted to go back and prove himself as soon as possible. But with the reunion with his childhood friend Cheng Shuang, his life quietly changed. His grandmother Wang Yingying tied up Lu Shisan. No matter how Shisan persuaded him, they just wouldn't let go. He kept telling his grandmother that he had made a bet with someone to go back to the city. Wang Yingying is a solid backing for Lu Shisan's growth. She pulled Lu Shisan to grow up alone, and she taught Lu Shisan the truth of life in her own unique way. Shisan has been wandering outside for many years, and he has not returned home for several spring festivals. She didn't want Shisan to go back so soon. When the two were at a stalemate, Cheng Shuang thought of a way for Shisan. That is, he can stay in Yunbian town to sell insurance, and with his grandmother's connections, he will definitely sell fast. Not only that, Cheng Shuang also helped him find his first victim, that is, their childhood playmate Niu Datian. Niu Datian is now the richest man in the town. He has his own company and has many employees. As long as he is done, the insurance does not have to worry about selling. Cheng Shuang, this girl is bright as the sun and slightly sad, has a special meaning in Lu Shisan's life. She was terminally ill, but she always maintains an optimistic and positive attitude, like a flower blooming tenaciously in the wind and rain. They formed a deep friendship when they were young. Cheng Shuang appeared 3 times in Lu Shisan's life. She brought him a different touch every time. At the age of 10 in Yunbian town, at the age of 20, she chased peonies with him at the station, and now she appeared when he was most embarrassed. Shisan was very surprised. Why is Cheng Shuang still alive and well? After hearing this, Cheng Shuang beat Shisan. He walked into his room, the faded 3 good student certificates on the wall, the cabinets full of textbooks and books, and every object poked at the weakness of his memory. His grandmother's neatly folded clothes remained on the wooden bed, and old childhood photos of himself were placed on the desk. The mathematical formulas written on the blackboard are in stark contrast to the tense and oppressive environment of the city. The morning light of Yunbian town always illuminates the faded signboard of Yingying's canteen first. This old lady wearing floral short-sleeved shops is in this shop of less than 20 square meters. She supported her grandson Lu Shisan's entire childhood. In the evening, Shisan told his grandmother about his mistake. Grandma was so happy when she heard that Shisan was selling insurance in Yunbian town. Wang Yingying seems carefree, but in fact she has a delicate heart, and her love for Lu Shisan is deep and high. After Shisan and Cheng Shuang came to Niu Datian's territory, they found that Niu Datian had a glamorous surface, but in fact they were selling fake wine and doing casino business behind their backs. Niu Datian loves face very much, so most employees do not know his full name. Shisan wanted to sell his insurance to Datian. Niu Datian wanted to show off his success, but he had never heard the word Niu Datian, and he felt unhappy in his heart. He wanted Lu Shisan to rely on him. When I saw my childhood playmate become so snobbish, he directly called his daimyo Niu Datian. This annoyed Niu Datian, and he asked what happened when he was admitted to college 3 times. It's not like he came back in a low voice to beg him. He wants to call him Mr. Niu 3 times. Shisan had no choice but to do so. On their way back, Cheng Shuang claimed that he lived every day as if it were the last day. Her appearance was like a light in the darkness, illuminating Lu Shisan's gray world. It's a pity that Shisan is still worried about insurance and doesn't notice her situation at all. Mao Tingting is a kind peasant girl who opens a pedicure shop to make ends meet. The two greeted Sister Tingting warmly. They wanted to go into the house with Tingting to talk about insurance, but they didn't expect to meet her younger brother Mao Jijia. He has been forcing his sister to close the store and sell the house. He was for half of the family property, but what they didn't expect was that Mao Jijia would later become their customer. After being busy, the two came to the noodle restaurant for dinner. At this time, the child who didn't know where he came from shouted Mom and Dad when he saw San and Cheng Shuang. At that time, the three major shocks were shocked. It turned out that this little girl was named Qiu, and she often came here to recognize her relatives. The two had to take Qiu to the police station to deal with it. But Qiu is different from other children, very elf and eccentric. San saw that there were so many people in the police station dealing with trivial matters and wanted to jump in line. This directly led to the encirclement and suppression of a group of people. San fought with the crowd alone and waited until night before it was their turn. Unfortunately, in the end, Qiu muddled the water in it, not only remembering San's name, but also wittily saying, the two quarreled. Because Cheng Shuang liked this child very much, they had to take Qiu back first. It wasn't until Qiu met her grandmother Wang Yingying that she was recognized. Wang Yingying is well-informed and knowledgeable. Qiu's father went astray due to mental problems, but Qiu always faced life strongly. She was looking for warmth and support around San and Cheng Shuang. She saw San as a strange face, so she relied on him. At this point, the misunderstanding was resolved. In order to repay San for inviting him to eat noodles, Qiu told San and Cheng Shuang the secret about Niu Datian. At this time, Niu Datian was pursuing a girl. That was teacher Qin's daughter Qin Xiaojun. So they thought they could take advantage of Niu Datian's weakness. When Niu Datian learned of his intentions, he did not hide it and told him the truth. As long as he pursues success, the company's insurance will be bought from him. San and Cheng Shuang couldn't wait to follow Qin Xiaojun and found that she liked to come to the theater to watch plays. It's a pity that all the tickets here are sold out. Fortunately, I met Qin Shuang's aunt here, and they only got 2 tickets. Her aunt is a teacher at school. Her aunt gave them 2 tickets, and then San solemnly handed it over to Niu Datian, and the two officially reached a cooperation. At night, Grandma asked Cheng Shuang to sleep in the 3rd room. San saw that she occupied the room, so he slept on the sofa downstairs. He couldn't sleep all night tonight. He has been thinking about his ex-girlfriend Peony. He looked at the photos of his ex-girlfriend, recalling the bits and pieces of the past, bursting into tears and crying in the sky. It can be seen that San attaches great importance to this relationship. He poured all his heart and blood into love. He ultimately failed to keep Peony. At this time, he had not yet come out of the haze of broken love, and he did not notice the subtle expression on Cheng Shuang's face at all. After Niu Datian got the ticket, he was struggling with how to give it away. Xiaojun didn't know when he came out. He hurriedly got up. Immediately, he became incoherent. Niu Datian panicked, and he excitedly handed Xiaojun a ticket. In the past few years, Niu Datian has been giving gifts to Xiaojun, which can be said to be meticulous care. He waited with flowers in his hand, and the square was empty. A movie poster comes into view. San cut the sugar cane into a spear, and Cheng Shuang was waiting for a good show. Love is because of love that a lot of things happen. But the movie starts for an hour, and the chance of Xiaojun going to the appointment is getting lower and lower as time goes by. In the end, it finally paid off. Niu Datian finally waited for Xiaojun, and the purpose of Qin Xiaojun's appointment this time was not to watch the drama, but to confess to him. Niu Datian's dedication, Qin Xiaojun can see it. In fact, his appearance has added a lot of fun to Xiaojun's life, and she hopes to see him again every day. She is used to having cattle and fields. Although his company is not a regular businessman, he still believes in him. She had Niu Datian in her heart, and she told her family about the two of them, but her parents firmly disagreed with their dealings. Niu Datian was not sad after hearing this. He didn't expect that Xiaojun liked him too. After thinking for a moment, Niu Datian plucked up the courage to ask Xiaojun to give him 10 minutes. Niu Datian ran hard back to his warehouse and decided to go through fire and water for love. Time passed minute by minute, just when everyone was accusing him. Niu Datian's warehouse actually burst into flames. He burned his fake fireworks, which instantly lit up the night sky. This fire became a watershed in Niu Datian's life. What he burned was not only fake goods and gambling tools in the warehouse. He even bid farewell to himself, who relied on crooked ways to find a sense of existence. As he later said to San, I used to think that being rich was powerful, but later I realized that being able to make people look up to me is really powerful. Others can look down on him, but they can't look down on Qin Xiaojun. In the ashes after the flame was extinguished, his hottest sincerity was hidden. He may not understand what promise is, but he proved it with a fire. Love can make people willing to tear apart all pretenses and become better. Everything has a home, and all living beings have stories. Hope and sorrow are a ray of light, and one day we will meet again. If you have time to open it, please give me a chance to spend a quiet reading time with you. Write to our humble selves, to the sorrows and hopes we encounter. Write to those who leave us, to those who accompany us, to the mountains and seas in everyone's hearts. The next customer, guess you can't think of it, is Cheng Shuang's aunt teacher Luo, who bought Shan's insurance. At this time, a man came to him. He handed the sheep dung in his hand to the teacher as money. The three of them were so frightened by him that they were about to be overwhelmed. But fortunately, teacher Luo called the security guard. The security guard recognized the person. This man's name is Wang Yong, and he is very pitiful. His wife had a serious illness that year, and the group of people who owed him money ran away. He sold the store, and his wife didn't save him, and he went crazy overnight. Now he only wants his daughter to go to school. That's right, he is Qiuqiu's biological father. Cheng Shuang is now anti-guest. She is eating watermelon in a big gulp, and she can't tell that she is a guest at all. Shan's room became Cheng Shuang and Qiuqiu's room. The afternoon breeze and sunshine make it all seem quiet and peaceful. Ting was doing massage, but the customer's business was more skilled than her. His casual gesture made his sister happy. The eldest brother's eyes were full of shyness. He suddenly remembered something, put away his feet, and he gave his gift. Ting knew that her eldest brother had a good impression of her, but she never accepted it. Mao Jijia happened to make trouble again at this time, and forced his sister to sell the store and ask for money. Ting will take out the money every time. She handed the cash she had prepared to her brother, and she tried to touch his heart with a gentle smile. Cheng Shuang ran upstairs. She didn't buy a tape recorder but bought a voice recorder, but his grandmother never used it. Fortunately, there was a manual and a girl was present. Grandma didn't explain what she wanted the recorder to do, but just talked about Lu Shan's childhood. An essay won the first prize, but he never read it to his grandmother. Cheng Shuang was about to help read it out when he came downstairs to buy and sell. It was an essay about my mother. But when his grandmother came back, the title of the essay became My Grandma. My grandmother's name is Wang Ying. She is clever and makes me all kinds of delicious food. I love my grandmother, and I want her to always be by my side. This world standing at Lu Shan's angle made his grandmother's eyes wet with tears. Cheng Shuang just looked at her with a smile, not knowing at all about her grandmother's sad journey over the years. But what my grandmother didn't know was another story in it. She continued, I asked Grandma, what does my mom look like? Grandma didn't say anything, so I looked for her shadow from others. When Xiaofeng catches a cold, her mother will hold her in her arms, so my mother will be just as gentle. Lu Shan's mother knew no one when she was young. She met Lu Shan's father and became pregnant out of wedlock. After giving birth to Lu Shan, the man swept away all his money and evaporated from the world. The young mother who was hit committed suicide and was rescued. She knew that she had no face to stay in front of her hometown elders, and she left without saying a word. She has not been heard from since. So Lu Shan's life experience made him live a very pitiful life since he was a child, but fortunately, he still had his grandmother with him. It's a pity that time has taken away many people who shouldn't have left. Following into the city, Shan began to look for the next customer. Lu Shan asked Sister Ting to buy insurance, but Ting wrote that the insured was Mao Jijia. At this moment, he suddenly understood. Only by giving cash can his sister see his brother every month. In her heart, her brother is not a bastard in the eyes of outsiders. He is just young and ignorant. Mao Jijia is not as bad as he thought. For the insulting words of his sister, Mao Jijia wanted to do it with the other party after hearing it. After a fight, Shan was also injured and entered the hospital. In the end, Mao Jijia signed the insurance policy. He sent the injured Lu Shan over. There is a legend in Yunbian town. When a person first dies, he can't tell the direction, and if he is on the mountain, he will get lost. So within 3 days, the relatives of the deceased will carry lanterns. They hung along the mountain path to the tallest tree on the top of the mountain, so that the deceased could find their way. At this time, the lantern hanging team in the town was stopped by the police. It is the season of high incidence of wildfires, and you cannot light lanterns up the mountain. But how can the villagers destroy their customs with a few words? At the time of the stalemate, Shan brought them electronic lanterns, so that they could have the best of both worlds. Just as Lu Shan was gradually withdrawing from the shadow of broken love, Peony's figure suddenly appeared in Yunbian town. Long time no see. Cheng Shuang was even more heartbroken, and a sense of crisis rushed to his heart, as if something was going to be snatched away. His ex-girlfriend Peony didn't say anything. She just wanted Shan to treat her to dinner. Peony came back without telling Lu Shan. She admitted that after leaving Nanjing, she always thought of the Yunbian town that Lu Shan had described to him countless times. There were grandma's canteens, fireflies in summer, and the top of the mountain where you could see the clouds. So he took advantage of the holiday to come and see this place hidden in his obsession. and Lu Shisan hasn't recovered yet. He was taken to Chochio's house as a guest, and the scene was very embarrassing for a while. The arrival of Peonies broke the peace of Yundian town in an instant. Peony wanted Shisan to go back and not stay in a small place like Yundian town. Chen Shuang didn't think so. A love war is about to begin. He is very good in his hometown, and he doesn't need you to educate him. You're just his friend. Of course you don't have to care too much about him. After being questioned by Chen Shuang, he learned that Lu Shisan was the licking dog. Peony has always rejected Shisan's kindness. Chen Shuang asked Lu Shisan angrily if he did it all over again, would he still like peonies? Seeing this, Shisan made an excuse to hide. It was pouring rain in the sky, and the two people outside did not hide from the rain, but ate noodles with big mouthfuls. Shisan also wanted them to go back to the house to eat. In fact, he couldn't see that this place was like a battlefield, and whoever retreated would lose. Peony bluntly said that Lu Shisan was a good person, and she could never forget Lu Shisan's goodness. Chen Shuang saw that she had sent a good person card, so he asked Shisan what he thought again. You came all the way here to issue a good person card, right? Lu Shisan, what do you think now? Lu Shisan now just wants to pull Chen Shuang back to the house to take shelter from the rain. The details of this simple hand were seen by Peony. From this moment on, Peony knew she had lost. When San appeared with an umbrella, his ex-girlfriend has left. After going back, Chen Shuang was so angry that he ran around the room. Shisan also fell into deep thought on the sofa. He didn't know when Peony's appearance became blurred. He thought it would be an unforgettable experience, but it didn't take long for him to forget. He faced this Chen Shuang, who was completely different from Peony, and his heart rippled. When he sent his ex-girlfriend Peony away, what was in Lu Shisan's eyes changed, which was a kind of relief, a real letting go of the past. This farewell is Lu Shisan's reconciliation with himself. He finally understood that letting go is not about forgetting, but about acknowledging the existence of that relationship. It is like the reincarnation of the 4 seasons in Yundian town, and flowers bloom and fall are the norm. Those who leave will eventually become a glimmer of light that illuminates the way forward. And he is already in the fireworks of his hometown. He grew up to be able to face his loss calmly. At this point, Lu Shisan said goodbye to the past and faced his new life calmly. He returned to Yundian town and lived a good life as a family of 4. As the plot progresses, Lu Shisan's life in Yundian town is gradually on the right track. He began to re-examine his life. In this process, the relationship between Chen Shuang and Shisan gradually warmed up, and that ignorant and beautiful feeling quietly grew in the mountains and rivers of Yundian town. Chen Shuang had told him before, if you can survive, you will be his girlfriend. Her words, which carried the weight of life and death, were thoughts in a desperate situation for Chen Shuang. She knew too well that her fate would disappear at any time, and her love became a light secretly hidden in her heart, supporting her to fight against the paleness in the war. She regarded this agreement as the most precious secret of her childhood. He used to work hard, but now he works hard, and suddenly he is a little happy. A simple family banquet allowed the relationship between several people to grow. His grandmother delivered a speech at the Mid-Autumn Festival dinner. The family should be reunited. She won unanimous applause from everyone. His grandmother cooked a table full of meals for them, and it seemed that her grandmother hadn't been so happy for a long time. When Grandma Guan Chen Shuang called her granddaughter, Chen Shuang's smiling face was put away. Grandma is a person who has been here, so she can naturally understand her emotions. She called the girl to her side and asked her to call her grandmother like Shisan. It would be nice if life could stay in this moment. Every Mid-Autumn festival in the future, Lu Shisan will have dinner with his grandmother. After 3 rounds of wine, Shisan drank too much. Chen Shuang looked at the man in front of him. His eyes were full of love, and he had some reluctance. At this time, one of them grasped the glimmer of light in the dark, and the other guarded the promise in ignorance. A Mid-Autumn Festival family banquet ignited his grandmother's enthusiasm for life. I don't know when. She hasn't felt such a family reunion for a long time. Wang Yong rummaged through the trash can for food, and Mao Jijia kicked him directly. He overturned the trash can. Then he pressed towards the man step by step. But instead of beating him, he threw him up the stairs with the pancakes he had just bought in his pocket. One of them is a gangster, the other is mentally ill. There is no difference between the two at the moment. They can be regarded as 2 marginal figures. They are also a burden to their families. He began to talk about Wang Yong's life, which would only affect the children, so it was better to die. He threw the sign on the ground, then got up and left. He left the man himself. He seemed to remember something, his child, and his own condition. The uncontrollable sourness made him cry non-stop, and his emotions reached their peak. Soon after, the eldest brother and sister Tingting entered the palace of marriage. The villagers and elders of Yundian town came to attend the wedding. Niu Datian was arrested for setting fire last time, and now he is doing well and is released from prison early. At this time, He was no longer as arrogant and domineering as before. He asked Shursan to call him Maverick. Oda said that he had to study hard to be worthy of Xiaojun. Shursan's grandmother was still withdrawing money from the bank, and the wedding had already begun. The host asked the couple to speak, but Tingting always looked at the door. She was looking forward to a figure. She was expecting someone who would never come. On the stage, Sister Tingting smiled and gestured, and the eldest brother translated her every movement, her eyes full of tenderness. They will leave here after they get married. The sister begged everyone to remember herself after she left. She hopes that everyone will be more tolerant of her brother after she leaves. She didn't know that her brother had actually come a long time ago, and she had been secretly watching his sister outside the door. As soon as Wang Yingying walked to the bank counter, chaos broke out without warning. Wang Yong in the town suddenly broke in with an axe, and he shouted to exchange money. Everyone thought he was still holding sheep dung, but his expression seemed to be crazier than ever. Everyone wanted to blast him out, but Wang Yong suddenly went crazy with a knife and rushed at everyone out of control. He waved the axe in his hand indiscriminately and slashed Qin Xiaojun in the chaos. This girl whose whole family is a college student, and she is also the person Niu Datian puts on the tip of her heart. At that moment, the loud sound of the axe, the screams of the crowd, and Qin Xiaojun's cry filled the small bank space. Finally, the police arrived and Wang Yong was forcibly stopped. He was finally relieved at this moment. After Qiu learned that her father had an accident, she ran directly out of the auditorium. Wang Yong laughed with relief. The small cakes that Qiu stole for his father were scattered all over the place. After Wang Yong's death, Shursan had to be sent to a welfare home because he was not eligible for adoption, and Mao Jiji had discovered his sister's secret. It turned out that she had signed the transfer contract many years ago, and the house had belonged to her brother for a long time, but he didn't know the truth until the end. His sister has always kept it for him, for fear that he will lose his gambling. Mao Jiji was in great pain. He could no longer support himself, and slumped on the ground. He cried bitterly. Niu Datian stayed in the hospital for several days, and Xiaojun was finally willing to see him. But Xiaojun had an extra scar on her face. I thought Datian would be frightened, but not only did he not show astonishment, but praised Xiaojun for being very cool. She had never thought about it before. She will find such a silly husband. The accident of withdrawing money from the bank became an important turning point in the later stage of Wang Yingying's life. This year, autumn in Yunbian town is over, and winter is coming. However, fate always likes to play tricks on people. On the 23rd day of the 12th lunar month, Wang Yingying suddenly fell to the ground. After examination, it was learned that Wang Yingying suffered from advanced malignant tumors, which was no different from being half-cut into the soil. Lu Shursan's eyes were red, holding the words "advanced cancer" on the diagnosis certificate. The stab made his eyes hurt. The timeline is pulled back a few years again. The doctor told her that all the indices were not very optimistic. How long is it for her to ask the doctor directly? The doctor just asked her to contact the family as soon as possible. Manager Yin sarcastically criticized Shursan for having no performance. He told Lu Shursan he and Peony are engaged. He built a work group and announced a dinner party in the evening, but Lu Shursan was not invited to the group. Shursan's performance was zero again, and he suffered emotional setbacks, so he had to drink at night to relieve his sorrows. He saw his grandmother when he was hazy. In fact, Wang Yingying was diagnosed with cancer a long time ago. She wanted to stay with her grandson for a few more years. She wanted to watch him marry a daughter-in-law, and she wanted to hand over the keys to the canteen to him herself. Later, Wang Yong came to the canteen and happily said that the holiday was coming soon. When he wished for the reunion, Wang Yingying's heart was mixed. She knew that she didn't know when she would fall, so she decided to go see Takizo. She closed the shop, and then she struggled to start the dusty tractor. She drove the tractor like this, from day to night, from town to big city. Although she has her grandson's career address, Wang Yingying's body is no longer as strong as when she was young, and she is out of breath from exhaustion. She inquired everywhere about the place before she came to Shursan's room. She saw Shursan lying drunkenly on the edge of the bed. Shursan saw his grandmother in a daze. He thought he was dreaming. He said that he had only lied to his grandmother about one thing, and that was that he was doing well here. Why aren't we like this? Guard your self-esteem to prove that you have grown up. Then Wang Yingying packed his luggage into many woven bags. She hunched over and loaded his luggage into the car. He drunkenly told his secret. Actually, he misses his grandmother. She carried her drunken grandson on her back, put him in the car tremblingly, and drove the tractor like a child. She didn't mention her regrets, didn't say she missed her daughter, and didn't say she was afraid. She just stared at Lu Shursan's face for a long time. Suddenly, she shed inexplicable tears. Life and death are a matter of time, but unfortunately, it came too quickly. Time goes back to the present. Grandma lay on the hospital bed and kept crying out in pain and wanted to go home. Shursan saw it and felt distressed. The doctor told her that the complications would be painful. Under all kinds of struggles, Shursen painfully took his grandmother home. Cheng Shuang and Shursen took care of her. The night before New Year's Eve, the neighbors came over to help get it done in advance, and they waited for their grandmother to pass away. The lights of the canteen were on all night. The snow fell on the windowsill, like a gentle quilt for this old lady who had guarded the house all her life. Shursen, Grandma can't accompany you anymore. You shall live beautifully. Until the day she died, Lu Shursan did not recover. At that moment, Lu Shursan's throat seemed to be blocked by cotton wool. He did not cry loudly, but sat quietly in the morning hall with a silent face. On the day of the funeral, the snow fell even heavier. The mountain road is tightly sealed by snow. Lu Shursan braved the strong wind, holding a permanent lamp, and walked to the top of the mountain step by step. I don't care about the fierce wind. I don't care about the snow draped over me. He believed that his grandmother was at the highest point, and he slid to the top of the mountain step by step. Because my grandmother said, "What is my hometown?" Hometown is the place where ancestors are buried for generations. He wanted to send his grandmother to the highest place so that she could see the lights of the canteen and the fireworks of Yunbian town. When he reached the top of the mountain, Lu Shursan hung up the lanterns. The moment the lantern was lit, the wind and snow seemed to be a little smaller. Wang Yingying, are you there? The wind swept his voice away. He seemed to hear his grandmother scolding him for hanging the lantern crookedly, and as far as he could see, there was only snow flying in the sky. Wang Yingying guarded Yunbian town all her life, and guarded her grandson with her last time. In the end, she lived herself as the coordinates of Yunbian town, so that everyone who left and came back knew that by following the light of the lanterns and the fireworks of the canteen, they could find their way home. In the days that followed, Cheng Shuang became half the owner of the canteen. She helped Lu Shursan sort out the account book left by her grandmother, and she transcribed the accounts on the back of the cigarette box on the new book. The spring breeze passes through Yunbian town, and the petals fly, as if happiness really exists. Spring came, and Cheng Shuang decided it was time to say goodbye to Shursan. She stood outside the door. At that time, the three had never dared to ask. Today she answered herself. The doctor told her that this might be her last surgery. The past of the two people resurfaces in front of us, a town called Yunbian, all of which are memories of two people. He remembered the promise she had made about the gift. On the day Cheng Shuang decided to leave, the flowers in Yunbian town fell all over the ground. If she can come back, they will get married. This sentence was like a light, piercing the heaviness of their parting. Cheng Shuang did not say goodbye to the earth-shattering, but proved with love and perseverance. Although some lives are short, but she can rely on the power of light to become another person's eternity for the rest of her life. A year later, the Mid-Autumn Festival is approaching. He looked much more mature. The clerk saw that he had an unbearable sadness on his face, so he gave him mooncakes. Lu Shi returned to the company 3 times and won warm applause from all colleagues. Yin Xiaowen also looked at him differently. He counted his words and resigned directly. But Shursan didn't look happy at all. What did he think the point of working hard now? When Lu Shursan found the recorder, it was the first spring after his grandmother left. The moment he pressed the play button, Wang Yingying's voice suddenly gushed out, with a little cautious temptation. Lu Shursan clenched his pen suddenly, as if his grandmother was still around. The first thing on my mind in the recording was to forgive my daughter. The old lady's voice softened. She was not as spicy as usual. She paused, as if wiping her tears, and specially told Lu Shursan. On the day his mother left, his grandmother buried a jar of wine under the tree, and when his mother came back, she would drink 2 glasses with her. She doesn't blame her. She will always be her daughter. Only then did Lu Shursan know that his grandmother went to fill the soil under the peach tree every Qingming, not to worship her ancestors, but to wait for her daughter, who had been gone for more than 10 years, to come home. Qiuqiu is working very hard now. She participated in a competition that she knew she couldn't compare, and insisted on completing the long run. Shursan also saw his own shadow in her. Lu Shursan resigned from the insurance company and applied for the qualification to volunteer in the welfare home. He wrote novels, published them. The title page of the novel reads, "Live for others, but also live for yourself. Hope and sorrow are a ray of light, and one day we will meet again." Finally, Lu Shursan took the new book and found Cheng Shuang's home according to the address given by teacher Luo. He opened the door and introduced himself to Cheng Shuang's mother. Her mother was silent for a moment and suddenly smiled. She said that her daughter was sure that she guessed correctly, and she knew that he would come. This sentence was like a gentle knife, instantly cutting through his pretended calm. Cheng Shuang never gambles without certainty, but this time she bet on a meeting she could never wait for. Cheng Shuang left him a painting called A Ray of Light. It was a gouache painting, with the girl's head slightly resting on the boy's shoulder. The low courtyard wall, a ray of sunlight slanting through the petals. The girl's head rests gently on the boy's shoulder. In reality, they have never held hands, and Cheng Shuang makes up for all their regrets in the painting. In the lower right corner of the painting, the pen handwriting is as beautiful as ever, and the ink seems to still have her last temperature. Life has light. Before I extinguish, to be able to illuminate you a little is all I can do. I love you. You have to remember me. Some farewells. Silence is more decent than questioning. This movie is adapted from Zhang Jie's novel of the same name. There is a canteen by the clouds, which is very, very sadistic. If you like it, you can read the original text. In fact, we are like Lu San, who always blindly chases distant dreams on the road of growth, but ignores the most precious things around us. Whether it is family affection or love, we can all lose ourselves in the hustle and bustle of the city. The movie, There is a Commissary by the Clouds, is like a mirror, allowing us to see our past, present, and future, reminding us to cherish the present and everyone around us. It uses a story full of love and sadness to heal our tired hearts and let us regain that long-lost touch and strength in this fast-paced society. Thank you.